passage. Again, I'm stuck in the rut. It seems to be a theme, but not for a very long time. It's probably one of my last videos. But it came to my mind that I want to share this perspective because, you know, I've been sitting here with you and I was talking to you how being stuck in the rut can affect different aspects of our lives. And it's true, it really does. It creates feelings of sometimes even depression, maybe even contributes to diseases of the heart, such as laziness, or the psychological effect of, you know, the grass is always green on the other side, and we're going into pity party and we just feel helpless and hopeless. It's true, it really affects us on the physiological, psychological, and spiritual level. There's no doubts about it. And I've been sitting here asking you to recognize it, accept it for what it is, see the roots of it, reflect, you know, go into tafakkur and be realistic about changing some routines which they don't serve you, and be prepared to think about it as a nafs battle, as a jihadul nafs, as a psychologist. I also see it from the behavioral perspective. So it's a bit of a game of your mind and a bit of game of your behaviors, and, you know, how to think and motivate yourself, how to think positively. Yes, I could sit here and summarize that. If it doesn't help, just seek professional, because if you've done all of it, you've done it all. But what I haven't said to you yet is that it all comes down to the big picture. And the big picture is that you haven't asked to be here. It is higher force that asked you to be here. You know, you incarnated as a soul into this human body, and your soul has to live with the personality of this body. And it's a bit of a battle of, you know, personality, soul personality, your human personality, especially if you're phlegmatic. Oh, that must be a very difficult for you when you're stuck in the rut. So every one of us experiencing this stuck in the rut in a different ways, doesn't it? But every one of us also has capacity to reflect on the meanings of this life. And if you haven't done it yet, you're not doing really your job. You're not really fulfilling your highest potential as a human. So I invite you there. But majority of you, if you're watching this video, you probably did more than once, maybe more than once during the day. And the bigger picture is that we are here for a reason. We are here to fulfill our purpose. And, you know, if you're a Muslim, it's so easy. It's like, it's out there. Allah said to us over and over again that our purpose is to worship him. And this worship is not just prayers, it's not just dua, it's how you dress, it's how you talk, it's who you with and how you are with those people. It's everything. Everything could be about that. Everything is intertwined. You know, it's such an organic experience for us to be Muslim. So if we remember that it is actually quite a special time and quite a special place, we already out there, like we already reflecting from the bird eye view on our stuckness. But I suggest add to it also accountability from the perspective, you know, I'm going to be asked on the day of judgment, you know, what is it that I've done with all my talents? What is it that I've done with all those time? What have I done with all those people who were under my care? How did I treat people who were looking after me, and so forth? So if you remember that, if you remember the day, the time, if you try to remember that you're going to have a life after this life, meaning life in the grave, life in the hereafter, day of judgment, and so forth, then it's impossible for you not to remember, or what is really important in this life. So the tip number one, how can I turn everything into ibadah? How can I remember things which are really important for me from the perspective of eternity of my life? But also, what is dunya? You know, what is this life about? Is it about materialism? Is it about relationships? Is it about afia? Is it about lifestyle? Is it about self-growth? What is it really about? What is the nature? What is the fiber of this dunya? And please don't think too hard, because it's already there for you in hadith. Okay, it's already there. We know it. So Sunnah ibn Majah reports to us that what relationships do we have with this worldly life. An example of this worldly life and I is like the travel who sought shades under the tree for a short while, then moved on and left it behind. So that's the relationship that all of us should have with this dunya. So think about it as a passing time, think about it as a movement, think about it that it goes through stages to stages, think about it as not here forever. And that's how you're going to make this experience so special and so fragile as well. Um, Now, there are other hadiths who emphasize and who remind us about the nature of the dunya. But also Quran says that in this dunya, we're surely going to be tested with something of the loss, something of the fear, you know, the anxieties, the disappointments, the loneliness, they're going to creep in. It's really not such a wonderful place to be here, but all those experiences are there to turn us into worship of Allah, like awaken us spiritually. So be in this world as though you were a stranger, or travel along the path, as Bukhari re-emphasized Ibn Majah, or the worldly comforts are not for me. I'm like a traveler who takes a rest under the tree. We know this one already. And another reflection, and that's quite out there. And I hope you being just reminded about it by me. I hope it's not a news to you. The worldly life is cursed, and everything in it is cursed except the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what accompanies it is a scholar and a seeker of the knowledge. So what comes after remembrance of the knowledge in terms of not being cursed is a scholar and the seeker of knowledge. And all of you who are spending those few seconds of listening to this message, you're already seeker of knowledge. And that's a great example of a difference of a difference of how you can lift yourself spiritually and intellectually from stuck in the rut, because everyone will be stuck in the rut in this dunya, you like it or not. Quran already prepared you for it, your God prepared you for it, the Sunnah of the Prophet prepared you for it. The worldly life is sweet and green, and very Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to install you here as a Khalifa in it to see how you act. Again, we're coming back to nerves, we're coming back to amal. Yeah, as I said, everything is really organic in Islam. So my advice, my last advice to you, probably from the series of Stuck in the Rod, to zoom yourself out and always remember the nature of this dunya, and remember Akhirah, and ask yourself those important questions. You know, what am I stressing here about? You know, I can't escape from this dunya. I can't really change this dunya enough because it really makes me tired. Look at me, I'm exhausted, I'm stuck in the rod. And other than seeking help, and before seeking help, trying to navigate through your decisions, through your behaviors, through your habits, taking yourself into accountability, always add to it those really meaningful questions. You know, what is this for? What is it all and about? And the answers will come to you. The answers will come to you. And if they're not coming to you, that means that you're just not tapping in, hard enough into Hadith and Quran, because it's already been there for us. It's just a matter of us understanding it. So inshallah, I hope that it's helpful. And if it's still enigmatic, or maybe it's just more interesting right now, please don't forget to join me on those 3 days, amazing 3 days, literally days, not only 1 hour experience of me lecturing you and guiding you through it. 3 days of Islamic psychology, free of charge challenge, when I'm going to guide you through the secrets of Islamic psychology. So you will learn how to navigate through those stuckness in your life experiences or routine, because sometimes it's a vicious cycle, with the support of my ambassadors and the support of my support groups and support of homeworks, guided, individually checked. We're going to give you feedbacks on your homeworks. So this system that I've set for you for the next 3 days, free of charge, is part of my Sadaqah Jariyah. So please give me and my ambassadors, inshallah, an honor to be there as your guides, Islamic psychology guides, but also give yourself a chance to actually sit down and do some tafakkur, because we're all very busy. I know you like to spend your time with your family on weekends. I can't blame you for that. So sit down with them, zoom in, because we're meeting on Zoom, but also zoom inside of you, do this tafakkur with us, inshallah. I promise you, you can't go wrong with that, and you're not going to regret it. I guarantee that to you. The link to join is just on there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.